Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Kumar Gaurav and I'm going to solve some questions on parajumbles as I have already discussed some conceptual techniques and strategies how to solve parajumble questions in the previous video. So in part 1 we have already discussed some techniques. So if you have not gone through the video, go and check out the video and then come to this practice session. This is parajumble questions part 2, means we are going to practice some questions based on the methods we have discussed already in the previous video. So this is question number 2. How to solve? We have to use our own strategy, common logic. We have to use our common logic to solve the question. Okay, so let's start the video. Like if we go through the first sentence, this starts with "this has huge implication." So the question arises in our mind that which has or what has huge implication. So it means here this is being used for a noun because this is a pronoun, and as I told you in the last video, whenever we find a pronoun we must hunt a noun. Okay, so let's find out which has huge implications for the healthcare system. Okay, so sentence number 1 cannot be the first sentence of our paragraph. So let's move on to the sentence number 2. The placebo effect is when an individual's medical condition or pain shows signs of improvement based on a fake intervention that has been presented to them as a real one and used to be regularly dismissed by researchers as a psychological effect. So sentence number 2 has the capability to be the first sentence because this sentence is an introductory sentence for the placebo effect. What is placebo effect? The answer lies in sentence number 2. Okay, so let's move further. In sentence number 3, the placebo effect is not solely based on believing in treatment. However, as the clinical setting in which treatments are administered is also paramount. It means number 3 is just value addition, or we can say related information about the placebo effect talked in sentence number 2. So we can say that 3 must be used after 2. Okay, because it gives relative information. Next, move on to the fourth point, that the mind has the power to trigger biochemical changes because the individual believes that a given drug or intervention will be effective could empower chronic patients through the notion of our body's capacity for self-healing. So try to find out this word, try to understand the word self-healing. Okay, self-healing means somehow placebo effect is the cause for self-healing for any patient. Okay, so in this fourth point we can easily understand that is used for that is used as in conjunction. So we can say conjunction means connectors. So if we are using any connectors before any sentence, it means that there must be a sentence before that connector or conjunction. Like if we have a sentence and then a conjunction, means a conjunction is used to join two sentences. So first is here and this is the second one. So in this fourth point is the second one, so we must find the first one. Okay, so let's move on to the fifth point. Placebo effect are now studied not just as foils for let's try to understand. Placebo effects are now studied not just as foils for real interventions. Okay, in sentence number 2 we have studied the placebo effect when an individual's medical condition or pain shows signs of improvement based on a fake intervention. Okay, like fake intervention, not only fake intervention, and here it is written studied not just as foils for real intervention, means fake interventions we must correlate these words intervention and here also intervention. It means in the second paragraph, in the second sentence, it is being said that it is just like a fake intervention. Okay, like patients think that they are being treated, but it is not. Okay, and by thinking that they are being treated well, they I think they trigger the biochemical changes in their body, which switch on the self-healing process. So this is the way how placebo effect is working. So what we have to do, we have to go through the first one, like 2 will be our first sentence. Let me have some space. Yes, so 2 will be our first sentence, and then related information we have to move towards, like placebo effect is when an individual's medical condition or pain shows sign of improvement based on fake intervention, okay, that has been presented to them. And here placebo effects are now studied not just as foils for real interventions, but as a potential portal into the self-healing powers of the body. So this is the method of going known to unknown. We are talking about placebo effect, and in second point it is being defined, and in fifth point it is elaborated with known facts. Okay, means related information. Next, if we talk about self-healing powers of the body, that the mind has the power to trigger biochemical changes. So we can say here it means whenever we are talking about this placebo, just a moment, let me have some, let me use eraser. Okay, that's better. Yes, so after 5 what we have to put, which sentence should be there. So let's try to find out. This has huge implications for healthcare system. So what has huge implications? So we have already discussed about implications, like in third point, the placebo effect is not solely based on believing in treatment. However, as the clinical setting in which clinical setting is important, in which treatments are administered, is also paramount. So, which has huge implications for the healthcare system. So, the clinical setup, or whatever the clinical setting is very important, and it has huge implications for the healthcare system. So, somehow 3 will be used, and 3 will be used first, and then 1 will be followed, means 1 will follow 3. Okay, and next so this is the mandatory pair we have already studied in our last video. So this 2 and 5 and 3 and 1 another, we have 2 mandatory pairs in which 2 is the starting sentence, and we have to continue with 3, 1 and 4. Okay, next, so let's begin the sentence. This we have to start from, the placebo effect is when an individual's medical condition or pain shows sign of improvement based on fake intervention that has been presented to them as a real one and used to be regularly dismissed by researchers as a psychological effect. Okay, placebo effects are now studied not just as foils for real interventions, but as a potential portal into the self-healing power of the body. Okay, so placebo effect, that the mind has the power to trigger biochemical changes because the individual believes that a given drug or intervention will be effective, could empower chronic patients through the notion of our body's capacity for self-healing. It means that is being used as a conjunction, and this is the first part. So after 5, 4 will be used, and then 3 and then 1. The placebo effect is not solely based on believing in treatment, however, as the clinical setting in which treatments are administered is also paramount. This has huge implication, which has means clinical settings has huge implications for the healthcare system as it operates today, where depleted resources and time led to patients rotating in and out of doctors' offices. Means why patients go to doctor's office? Not like some people are not satisfied with the doctor's service at home, so generally they go to doctor's office because it is about placebo effect. Okay, this is about psychological effect. Okay, like whenever they think that they will go to doctor's office and get treated and then they will be fine. So oftentimes receiving minimal care or concern from doctors, even they are getting minimal care from doctors, they are getting better, their health is improving because of this placebo effect. Okay, so this passage was all about placebo effect and this will be our correct sequence. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you like our video, then subscribe our channel and share among your friends. See you in the next video. Thank you.